I'm going to show you how to create a stem and leaf plot. We're given the average monthly rainfall from January to December in London, Ohio. Some of you might be able to just jump from that data directly to creating that stem and leaf plot in the blue table. If this is something you've struggled with before, I'm going to show you a step you can do in between to hopefully make it a little easier. This in the purple table is just taking each of those data points and splitting it first into your stem and your leaf. So our first step is to take each of these numbers and write them in the amount column. Now we're going to take each of those numbers and split it into our stem and our leaf. So if we look at that first row, we have 4.6 inches. So I'm going to have the 4, what's in the ones place, be my stem, and have the 6, what's in the tenths place, be my leaf. So I'm going to do that for each of those numbers. So now if we take a look at our data here in our stem and leaf split, we see that our ones range from there's a 1 here all the way up to a 5. So let's start with our first row on our stem and leaf plot that has a stem of a 1. So I'm just going to circle that and look and see if there's any others that have a stem of a 1. And there isn't. So I'm just going to write the stem of a 1, and then what goes in the leaf is the 4. So what this row is telling me is 1.4. Now let's look at the second row. The second stem would be a 2. So here's a 2. Are there any others? I have this one. Yep, just those 2. So I have the 2 with a 3 and a 5. So 2 is my stem, and then my leaves are 3 and a 5. So you just put that in numerical order. I start with my 3 and then my 5. So what this row is telling me is 2.3 and 2.5. Now let's move on to the next row. So a 3 as my stem. There's several of those. There's this. So I'm going to just circle all of those. And I have a 3 and a 5, 4, 1, 5, and 5. So I'm going to start with my smallest one. So there's a 1. I'm just going to check that off. A 4, a 5, and a 5, and a 5. I need to list all of those 5s. What this row is telling me is 3.1, 3.4, 3.5, 3.5, and another 3.5. So you need to write all of those 5s so we know that there are 3 months that had rainfall average of 3.5 inches. And then you move on to the next couple. So a stem of 4 had a leaf of 5 and a 6, and then a stem of 5 had leaves of a 3 and a 2. But I put that in order from smallest to biggest. I wrote the 2 first and a 3 next. So again, for this one, this row, it's telling me 5.2 inches and 5.3. So this would be my stem and leaf plot.